Fellow warriors, welcome aboard the Joshticle, and guess what? Koei Tecmo has thrown us another bone. We have received unexpected new gameplay footage featuring Guts from Berserk Musou. As always, this annotation right here will take you straight to the footage which resides on the official Japanese Koei Tecmo YouTube account. But make sure you come back because we're about to take a closer look and see what we can find. Without further ado, let the Musou greatness begin! So this character trailer consists of two major segments. The first showcases Golden Age art Guts fighting humans, while the other half gives Black Swordsman Guts the limelight. First impression, the gameplay is looking great. There's tons of action, blood, and over-the-top madness that will please any Musou or Berserk fan out there. After the novelty of bloody badassery wore off, I decided to take a closer look. Here's what I found. First thing I noticed was that the graphical style seems to slightly differ from the first promotional video trailer. Here, the colors seem to pop compared to the monotonous grays in the older trailer. Personally, I like it. I've already seen some people screaming out graphical downgrade, but to be fair, it could just be a difference in lighting from the respective areas. Maybe. I leave it to you, the viewer, to decide. Next is the absence of a user interface, which is a bit odd considering the fact that the game will release in Japan in a little over 2 months from now. However, this isn't a surprise at all given Koei Tecmo's history with character videos in Dynasty Warriors 8. None of them ever featured the user interface since the point is to show off a character's general capabilities. I expect to finally see the UI in the next trailer. Regardless, we can safely assume that the UI will feature the standard map, KO count, life bar, and some variants of the Musou gauge alongside some new elements exclusive to Berserk. Interestingly enough, after many frame-by-frame replays, it seems there is no real dismemberment throughout the entire trailer. But this is nothing to worry about since it's already been confirmed that dismemberment applies to non-human enemies. Come release day, you shall have your decapitations. For now, let's focus on the segments with Golden Age Guts. Wow, look at those cape physics! Let's not get distracted here. Ah, look, there's a treasure chest! Who knows what goodies await you on the battlefield? Maybe the chest will contain weapons on top of the usual health refilling items. By the way, the draw distance is looking beautiful right now. Look at how far away those soldiers in the very back are in comparison to Guts. That's pretty freaking impressive. As for where and when this battle takes place, assumingly it's the battle where the Band of the Hawk make their first grand impression to the King of Midland by defeating the army of Tudor. The blue soldiers are of Midland, while the red fight for the Tudor Empire. But then again, take this with a grain of salt since in the source material, the battle took place upon a vast plain. On top of that, rather than attacking Tudor, Midland soldiers seem to go after Guts when he is seen, so maybe this is just some random filler battle. And of course, before we move on, who doesn't love some good old sack impaling goodness? One like equals one prayer for this soldier. First of all, there's gotta be at least 40 trolls on the screen, maybe even 50. I can't help but think how many enemies can this game fit onto the screen without experiencing frame rate problems. Now this is where it gets very interesting. After a flurry of attacks, the wagon on the right is destroyed. I'm intrigued. Will we see more environmental destruction on a grander scale? Or is this the usual destroyable crate or pot seen in past Musou games? Realistically, the latter is more likely, but a man can dream, right? Up next, we see Guts chuck an explosive, followed by a toss of throwing knives. It's still very early to say this, but based on what we've just witnessed, it looks like Berserk Musou will not have a weapon switch system. This makes sense since it would be weird to see Guts using a rapier or even Shiruke's staff. If I were to pull a parallel from a Musou game, I would say that this system of using side or minor weapons is very reminiscent of the way Hyrule Warriors handled its items, where the player could shuffle through an arsenal of secondary weapons to be used at any given time. And in similar fashion to the first promotional video trailer, it ends with an overdramatic, epically gigantic slash from Guts. At this point, it's pretty obvious that this attack is the equivalent to the series' famous Musou attack. And that concludes today's news. Until the next batch of juicy info, stay tuned for more Musou greatness. Thanks for watching, mash that like button if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to board the Joshticle by subscribing. I'm OhhhmyJosh, and remember, do not pursue Liu Boo.
Feel the power of my magic! Benevolence!